Today I'm having the best time in the world because I get to explore San Diego for the first time ever. After hearing about this place for years and years, I get to see what this place is all about. Is it as good as people say? Is it as expensive? We're off to a good start because I'm going to Balboa Park, which is like this big park here. And there's actually parking here, like a few empty parking slots. I just figured it being a very populated city / town, I wasn't going to find any parking. I would have had to hunt around for like 15-20 minutes. Already off to a good start. Now, I technically came in last night, the night before. It was already pitch black, dark. You know, it gets dark at like 5:30 here around winter. And then I had to go inside, just go to my room, and then wake up and work. So imagine spending almost 24 hours in a new place and not really being able to explore. It's just like kind of irritating. But here I am now. I think first thing I noticed, look at those palm trees. Look at that tropical display of stuff here. I mean, that just gets me excited. Me being from the East Coast, I don't get much experience with palm trees or whatnot. So it's just super exciting. It's just like, I know it might not mean much to someone from the West Coast, but to me it just represents new beginnings, maybe better weather. It also represents like social media, Hollywood, all these things that, yeah, sure, they have their downsides, and you know, there's downsides to fame and all that, but there's also like all this possibility. Like, you never know who you're going to meet. You could run into Jack Black walking the park here. You can do something here that might change your life. Who knows? And you know, you get your big break in a movie. Who knows what might happen? Those are possibilities that didn't exist in the, you know, slower paced place I grew up in. I know San Diego is not this like Hollywood place, but still, that's what it represents to me. Super exciting. We're gonna take a walk to Balboa Park. I don't see sunsets like that on the East Coast. Some people might disagree. I know, you know, some of them have voiced their opinion in the comments, but I don't see sunsets like that on the East Coast. It's not just the colors. I mean, the colors are similar, but it's the fact that the trees are all tropical and palm tree. Anyhow, here's what happened. I went to that rec center because I was like, this is not a park. And then I asked someone there who works there. Turns out, he was super nice, by the way. Turns out I'm real close, but this is not the park. So I got to get back into my car, drive about 8 minutes to the parking lot, which is where the San Diego Zoo is. And then I got to hit that before the sun sets to, you know, take a quick walk around the park and just like explore before the sunset. So we got to move. Guys, it is 5:15 p.m. and it's already dark. You can hear those bells ringing. You can almost see the sunset going down. Look at those colors, blue and orange. And I'm closer to this park, but this is almost like a college campus. It's much larger than I thought. I'm not gonna give up just yet. We have a map of this park. I just want to walk a little bit of it before it gets pitch black. And honestly, I feel pretty safe here. Just like the look of it, it feels like a, I don't know, like it is a zoo. So it just feels very safe and touristy. I've seen people walking their dogs. Trust me, I've been in much more dangerous places. So I feel real comfortable here. So we're right there. And then I guess I gotta walk up here, and then it's not really a park, it's more of like a plaza. This thing's huge, and then the zoo's over there. I gotta visit the zoo one of these days. Let's take a walk. I think I'll go this way. So this place is so special, so unique. It reminds me of various other places, but all kind of mixed together. First off, it's super hilly. On the drive over here, like there's some times where I was literally going down at a decline of like 45 degrees or steeper, and I was like putting on the brakes. I'm like, I haven't experienced this since I was in Asheville, North Carolina. Yeah, they also have stuff like this, which just seems to be this giant concert amphitheater. So it's such a strange mix of stuff, because I've only seen stuff like this in like other places like New York City, and it's never so polished or clean. So like some of the pillars here and the lampposts, they remind me a bit of New Orleans, and they also remind me of I guess just like clean areas. There's certain parts of like Houston, Texas's college campus that were similarly clean, and they also had like residential areas there, but then not the palm trees. It's such a strange mix of factors. And obviously, you know, a lot of people here, they say, oh, it's one of the best places to live. In fact, I don't even know if they want new people moving in, because they're like, yeah, this is our best kept secret. We don't want new people moving in. But like, just check that out. And with that, you don't get the stuffiness of a New York City where it's super crowded. I don't know, it's just my first taste of San Diego, but it's super interesting. Then when I was driving to here, I saw the city, and the city has these, you can see like the city, and it has this like feel to it, almost like with the buildings and apartments, almost like you know, Austin, Texas, or Charlotte, North Carolina. So it's this strange mix of like city, but also slow-paced living and tropical vibes and open spaces. I can see why people like it here. So I think my plan is going to be to just walk around, enjoy. They have lights going on, lampposts, so should be no problems there. And just kind of get a feel for this. It's so bizarre, because it's like I'm definitely still in the U.S., but I've never encountered this amalgamation of factors. It's hard to explain, but it's strange to me. It's such an open space, yet there's not that many people, and yet it's tropical. It's hard to explain, but it's like I've had a lot of these. I've experienced architecture like this, but not with all these other factors. Like, it's clean, it's not as dirty, it's not as crowded, it's not as packed in. But you get my point. It's an interesting place, San Diego. Now I know what some of y'all are gonna say. You're gonna say, dude, you're not in the actual San Diego. This is the touristy area. You're in front of a museum, and that's why you get this weird feeling. But there are locals running around here. It is a park. They're going for a jog, a sprint, just like in Central Park in New York. But yeah, you're right. So here's the thing. This is a series. So we're going to do what we can with the time we have. And for today, since I am working while traveling, this is the window I have after work. So we're going to make the most of it. We're going to explore this park area where people are jogging and running and doing their loops. And then maybe another day in this series, I will explore maybe the townish area, the neighborhood area, the real San Diego, as you may call it. And we'll just get a handle of what this place is like, as we have for all the cities I've traveled to and lived in, sometimes for a while. So, yeah. All right, guys, I might just call it a day here because it's 5:30 p.m., but it's already so dark it feels like it's 9 p.m. It's crazy with daylight savings time. That's what we don't like about this time of year. It literally feels like it's like everyone's about to go to sleep, even though it's only 5:30 p.m. It's crazy. So yeah, this place is huge. It literally feels like there's a library or something over there, like a museum. Another museum over there that literally looks like a museum that you would see in like Washington, D.C. And then that straight up looks like a college campus or some type of monument place. So clearly we're in a very touristy place. And it's actually a great place to play Pokemon Go. I've been playing a bit here, as expected. It's just a huge concentration of Pokestops and gyms. And I don't know what's wrong with that light. It seems to be flashing. I don't know if it's broken or that's the function of it. But yeah, generally I still feel like this is a pretty solid place. Had I come here in the spring, this would still be it'd still be light outside. And there'd probably be a bunch of people just walking around, relaxing, chilling, exploring. There's certainly tourists, but there's just less of them, probably because it feels like it's dark and dangerous, even though this place still doesn't feel that dangerous to me compared to others. I mean, look at those palm trees, beautiful. So I think my plan is going to be just to walk back now that I've explored a while in this campusy area. And then I'm going to hit up a local taco place recommended by a former coworker of mine who now lives here. And we'll go from there. Generally, I would say first impressions are this does seem to be a pretty chill, nice town. Probably a bit of a slower pace of life. So, you're not going to find as many heavy-hitting entrepreneurs here, but for those who want to kind of just take a break, retire, or they want a little bit of a less harsh existence, I think this is the place. I mean, I remember first day I was in New York City. That was harsh. You could feel it in the air. You could see it in the dirty metros. But people were hustling hard, trying to make it. Here, it almost kind of feels like everyone's just like relaxing or visiting or just living their life, walking their dog. So there's a slower pace, which may arguably lead to less success. But maybe they're already successful, which is why they live here. They just want to relax and enjoy life now. It's hard to say. Only the first day, and I've only seen like this touristy part. Anyhow, as you can see, I talk a lot. All right, guys. I know it looks like it's like 10 p.m., but it's literally just 6 p.m. right now, and I'm walking through this neighborhood because down that path there's actually like a kind of city center, like a mini city center where there's a bunch of restaurants, and we're going to the place my coworker recommended I eat. Now, if this was springtime, it would look nice and fine and dandy, Don't come to San Diego and visit in the winter, where daylight savings make it look like you're walking around in the middle of the night. When it's in spring, this would be like bright, beautiful. The sun would be out, birds would be chirping. Anyhow, I'm in this residential area. A lot of nice houses here, modest to, pretty decent looking houses. I'm sure they're really expensive, even though they're just modest houses. And I think the thing is, this is just my first impression, but it's been hard to find parking here. It's literally been like really difficult to find parking, and like I've been like exploring these residential areas, and it was like all the lanes are like filled with cars. And that's something I don't like about a city or place, when it brings me anxiety just to find parking. So I haven't experienced that in a while, but it definitely happens whenever you're in a bigger city. And so that's frustrating. So I had to hunt around. There it is up over there. It's called the Taco Stand. Apparently it's really good. But yeah, I could not find it anywhere near this area where the more commercial buildings float out. So we'll see what happens. Now we're getting some more lights, some more decorations, but I literally had to park in this residential area. Hopefully I don't get towed by, you know, an angry homeowner. But who knows, you know, my impressions have changed in the past after like the first couple of days of a city. So maybe I'm just having some bad luck today, who knows. First day ever in San Diego. We're here at the taco stand recommended by a friend who lives here. And I got 3 tacos. We're going to try this out, see if the California San Diego tacos are up to snuff. First off, we noticed these are corn rather than flour tacos. Interesting choice. We got a carne asado, we got a fish taco, and then we got a steak taco. Let's take one bite of each, and let me give you my review of San Diego tacos here. We're gonna start with the chicken. Not bad. Lots of flavor, but not too much flavor. Check out the steak. Also subtle on the flavor, but still really tasty. And let's try the fish. Overall pretty solid. Not cheap though. You're paying about $4 for a taco. So pretty solid experience overall. Please like 5 out of 5.